feel like Mr. Motivator this morning. Here we go.
Come on, give me a hit. Yeah, come on, do it. Huh.
Back in Weatherby this morning for another Yorkshire car boot. I must say this morning when I set off, it was absolutely hammering it down at my house. Obviously not at my house, outside my house. It has to be said, this is more luck than judgment. It's a bit foggy at the minute, but on the way in, the sky was looking really good. So this is going to clear in no time, I bet. But I had it in my head that even if it was going to be chucking it down like it was near mine, I'm going to use the opportunity to hit another town, maybe charity shops, and do a bit of retail arbitrage in the supermarkets. Now, I'm not actually forcing being in a chipper mood this morning. For some inexplicable reason, I'm giddy as 10 men. So what we're going to do is get in there and see what we can find at the Weatherby Racecourse car boot sale. Let's hit it. Morning, love.
Good morning. It's a picnic set.
It's a brand I haven't seen since I was a kid.
What?
Harriston.
Still going?
I still remember adverts on telly.
I didn't want to put it on.
That's a quick £2 for that.
Have you got £2 in change?
I have.
Oh, there you go then. We're all fabulous. Thanks a
Cheers.
lot.
How much is your balance bike?
Fiver. Bought off his other granny and he took one look at it and he didn't want it.
Yeah. It's a good deal. They're about 70-80 quid now, aren't they?
I know.
Mm.
Seen that guy in London down at one of the markets that he does all refurbished docks, doesn't he?
Yeah, I do a lot. I mostly do second hand.
Big seller, that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, people upscale them, don't they? So they're not really fussed what state they're in.
Yeah.
I'd be daft to leave them on the table, you know. I'll make a point of coming over seeing you this weekend,
Alright
then.
then, yeah. Have we got any more docks in unit?
I'll take them all off you.
Right,
If
I'll see what we can do and I'll do you the...
Cheers, pal, thank you. They were a good find, you know.
I was going to say, I just told them, I'd seen that I've got some Lambretta kind of trainer ones with fibre down the bottom.
How much is your helmet, bud?
25.
How much is picnic set?
I'm wanting 15, mate.
Yeah. Sorry for routing, but something just caught my eye.
Well, mine, they don't bloody fit.
Yeah. Are they off size or something?
Well, it says a 12, but it fits 11.
Right, gotcha.
So that would have wasted time.
Absolutely, yeah. How much you got on them?
60. She paid 89 for them a week ago.
Painful, isn't it, when it happens?
Sorry?
You're not taking back to the shop?
Can't, not Scotland.
All right. Have a good day, bud. Cheers.
I watch you on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Slim pickings today, though, isn't it? What's your name?
Liz.
Liz. Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Liz.
nice to meet you.
Yeah. So.
Got some Doc Martens.
Yeah, these were still. I just got talking to a guy actually, brand new.
Martens, how much were
40 I paid for those, but they, it's £95 those all day. Well, there's a good chance you'll be in the next video anyway, Liz. Nice to meet you. How much is your next?
So we're wanting £5 each on both boxes for £8.
Yeah, go on. Slim pickings today, innit?
Yeah.
I think it's for buyers and sellers. Yeah. Cheers, man. Thank you.
Very much.
I didn't spot that one before. How much did you on that one?
That one's £10, that one.
No brainer. I only saw that one before.
Yeah, I got that one out, I think after you... It was like at the back of the car, that one.
How much did you say that one was as well?
That one was 10, but I will take 5.
Is there a remote with it?
Not with that one, so that one doesn't have a remote, it just works by the buttons, that one. That one has
It's
the
just
remote.
a dock rather than an alarm clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just take the one.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
cheers.
much. Do you want a bag for that one so it doesn't get wet?
If you don't mind, yeah, that'd be brilliant. Cheers. It stops me losing the remote as well, which is going to happen before I get home. Top man, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you very much.
All the best to you guys.
Yeah, you
Well, it looks like the sellers didn't quite have as much faith as me today. It was pretty slim pickings out there, but I got some really nice pickups. So the rain set in again, but not disheartened. I'm going to use the opportunity to get on Google and see if there's any charity shops nearby, see if I can hit those this morning, and possibly even do a bit of retail arbitrage at some local supermarkets. When in Rome, or Yorkshire as the case may be. It was great to bump into a couple of subscribers again today. There was a gentleman whose name I didn't get, apologies for that. So if you're watching this video back, hello to you. And Liz, who very nicely introduced herself. Thanks again for subscribing to the channel, guys. It is appreciated. As usual, we'll pick this up when I get back home and go through what I got, how much I paid for it, and how much it's getting listed for. See you in a bit. So back home now, and it has to be said it's not the best haul in the world from a car boot. There's a couple of high-end items though, so I'm not grumbling too much. It was a nice read out. The timing was absolutely perfect. I turned up, it was very foggy, but it was dry-ish. It certainly wasn't raining. I got through the car boot a couple of times. There wasn't a lot of sellers there at all, but as soon as I got in the car, it started raining. So perfect. And also the beauty about the trip is halfway in between here and the car boot was one of my favourite charity shops. I wandered in and I have a very, very good trading relationship with them. The shop prices are a bit overpriced, but I'm very much in with the management, so much so that she actually collared me when I went in and said, "You're into your bike gear, aren't you?" I went, yeah. She says, "Come here." So I went with her and this is what she showed me. So she'd actually put a box aside for me, this one, with all this gear in. So for £200, we've got a Frank Thomas paddock jacket, really good condition, complete with the liner. And we've got a Buffalo leather bike jacket, excellent condition. Buffalo's a good brand as well. Another bike jacket in excellent condition, a Sport with its liner. Motorcycle pants, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think those pants actually go with that Buffalo jacket, and some really nice RST race pants as well that look like they haven't had much. None of this gear looks like it's had much use at all, so a real result there. I actually just went in for a bit of a catch up. I wasn't expecting to come out with anything actually, because I do know that their particular organisation is having very, very strict restrictions as far as the COVID situation is concerned. So, like I say, just bobbed in for a catch-up, and she collared me there. So hopefully going back to see her again before long. Now, I've said it before and I've said it again. When you go into charity shops, 99.9% of them won't bother at all that you're a reseller. In fact, you'll probably find in a lot of cases, particularly if you're talking to the management, that they actually think you're really, really good news to them, which is obviously the case, because you could potentially be a good source of income for that particular shop. So get talking to them, tell them what you do, tell them what you're looking for, ask questions. Is there any more stock? I mean, I appreciate the fact that a lot of items are quarantined at the minute because of COVID, but you never know, that one conversation could lead to a continuing and lucrative source of stock for you, and obviously a decent source of custom for the shop from yourselves. So get talking to people. Also, while I was out, I managed to get in a bit of retail arbitrage at a couple of supermarkets. Nothing to write home about. Picked up some soda streams that I paid £45 for. Picked up 3 of them, and I'm looking to list those for around about the £85 mark. So same script, I'm going to head over to the computer, go through what I picked up today from the car boot, which won't take very long at all. I think there's only 8 or 9 items, and tell you what I paid for it and how much I'm listing it for to be sold. Let's check it out. Okay, so here we go. So the first item out of the trailer is this 1970s picnic set. It's a little bit grubby, but not damaged. This set is 4 large plates, 4 small plates, 4 cups, 2 what I'm calling condiment containers, if you will, and the top and bottom of the case. I should have taken a picture really of this of it all together, because it all goes together in a nice little pod with a handle. Some great vintage interest here, retro interest. I paid just £2 for it, and I'm going to be listing this to sell for £25 plus postage. Like I say, it needs a bit of a degunge, but not too many dramas there. You've seen me pick these up before, the Sony docks. This is an alarm clock, a DAB alarm clock radio. It's got the new iPhone connector on it as well, so a selling point, and also a selling point, it comes with its remote. Quite often, for obvious reasons, these get mislaid, but this is a brilliant condition, and because of which I paid up for it a little bit, not too much, at £10, and I'm going to be listing this to sell it for £40, and these don't hang around long at all. You've seen me pick up the ones with the older iPhone connections as well, and they don't fetch as much money obviously, but even so, there's still a market for them. Good strong sellers. I've held back just recently from picking up Connects bundles unless they really stand out to me. This one and the next lot I bought together off the same seller for £8 for both. The reason this stood out to me, apart from the fact it's in a branded Connects case, is the fact that it's got unusual parts in it. Wheels and the large cogs sell well, better than the standard connector parts that you see in this picture. But also in the box there was a Connects solar panel. I've never seen one of these before, no idea what it's for, what set it's for. There didn't appear to be any manuals in this, but it may be a case of the manuals that are with the other set are for this as well, so I'll do some digging with that. Very confident paying, we'll say £4 because I'll split the price. £4 for this, very confident that this is going to be getting listed and sold for £25. The second bundle was quite a bit bigger, loads of different parts, special pieces and all that lot. So again, paid £4 for it, and I'm looking to list it to sell it for £25 again. One point of note with Connects and with Lego, anything like that, the loose bundles, if you've got books that you can bundle with the items, it's as well to, and just use a keyword ideas book. People like that kind of stuff. It tends to help you sell that particular item. These were the buy of the day for sure, for 2 reasons. I'll tell you the price on these first. These are Doc Martens, clearly. Off the top of my head I forget the model, but they've got sort of like a faux fur toe to them in oxblood. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful shoes. You can't go wrong with Doc Martens. Again, I keep banging on this point. I paid £40 for them, and there's comps on these for £95, so that's what I'm going to be aiming at, and I can't imagine these hanging around very long at all. That was the first bit of the good news. The second part of the good news was the contact that I made as a result of them. The chap that I bought these off had a shop prior to lockdown, which he's unfortunately for him, had to close down. That's resulted in him having to use the likes of Car Boots to sell out his stock. I spoke to him about buying the rest of his stock off him, basically, but he had lots of different branded footwear, but particularly Doc Martens, because clearly I'm a huge fan. So I'll be meeting up with him at the weekend with a view to buying the rest of his stock. So I'll keep you posted on the results of that. Hopefully it's some good news to give you. I do like my bundles. You tend to get better prices. You'll have seen me pick up wrestling paraphernalia and accessories before. In fact, just recently, this SmackDown ring I featured in my last but one video, it's sold already. I got £15 plus postage for that one. But this bundle I paid £10 and some change for, that I had rattling in my pocket. 2 rings there. I do have actually the base for the one that's missing the base in this picture. 2 rings, so easily £15 for the one I've already got £15 for, obviously. But the other one's a bit fancier, so probably aiming at £20 to £25 for that. It's got a platform ramp on it as well. In this picture from that bundle, you've got a WWE truck and trailer. I haven't priced that, but I've made my money back already on the rings. I would imagine I'm looking at £15 to £20 for the truck. And these were actually in this bag of bits as well. And in this bag of accessories, there's all manner of different things, not least to mention in figures. I don't know much about, or very little about the figures actually, as I mentioned in my last video, but if you're selling rings, or if you're selling the ring accessories, cages, that kind of thing, if you put in a couple of figures with it, it does help the sell. So because of all the whole bundle, I paid, like I say, £10 and some change, and because I'll be breaking this up and selling it individually, I've put a value of £60 to £80 on it for the lot. So a very healthy return on that. I did say it was slim pickings today because of the weather situation. Put a lot of sellers off, a lot of buyers as well. There's a few long faces there. Sometimes that can be good news though. It makes the sellers that are there a bit desperate to shift their stock. Particularly if it starts raining, it does motivate people to part with items for less than they were thinking of selling them for. This last item is a nice German Army issue parka. I know it's German Army issue because of the tags. Paid £5 for this, and because it's got a mod interest, obviously that's the kind of keyword you want to be looking at pitching it at. I'm very, very confident at listing this at £35 plus a postage. I wouldn't imagine something like that will hang around for very long as well. As with most things in life, preparation and a bit of planning is everything. I knew today there was a possibility that it could go pear-shaped because it was horrible weather when I set off. It was horrible weather last night, horrible weather when I set off this morning. My face lit up a bit as I was going over the moors because going over the tops it was lovely. The rain disappeared, sun came out, but just getting towards my destination, the fog closed in, and like I say, that's the thing that put most of the sellers off and buyers, I would imagine. So I'm not classing it as a fail by any stretch of the imagination, because the planning that I put into it was the fact that I knew that even worst case scenario, and I came away with absolutely nothing from today's boot sale, that I would be able to, one, hit some local shops that I wouldn't necessarily have been near if I wasn't going to the car boot, do a bit of retail arbitrage while I was out and about. What I mean by retail arbitrage is going into supermarkets and brick and mortar stores and searching through their clearance items to find items that there's margin in that you can sell on either eBay or Amazon. That's retail arbitrage. But also on the way back as well, I knew of my hometown, which is where my favourite charity shop is, that I could go and have a bit of a mooch around there, see if I could turn anything up, and I'd pop in to see the manager of my favourite charity shop to see what she had to say. As you can see, that was a very, very good call, but because obviously not only did I get a really, really good pick up in the form of all those leathers, but also it keeps that particular fire burning, keeps her in the loop as far as where I'm up to, where my business is up to. She knows full well what I do, and she thinks obviously it's fantastic for her as a charity shop manager that I go in and give her a lot of money. Over the last 12 to 18 months I've given her comfortably a couple of grand or more. So she thinks I'm the bee's knees, and I think she's just the most wonderful person in the world. So this one's likely to be a much shorter video than usual for obvious reasons, so I'll wrap it up there. As always guys, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, helps us reach more people, and as I say with most of my videos now, my motivation is to help people generate more income for themselves, whether it be to improve their lifestyle or whether it be to help them out of financial difficulty. If I can do that for just one person, then that is definitely reward enough for me. Now, you lot being shrewd individuals, I'm sure you're already subscribed to the channel, but if you're not, click the subscribe button and the bell will give you notifications when I post new videos up. If you've got any questions on how I run my business or reselling in general, leave them in the comment section below, and if I don't know the answer, I will endeavour to find the answer for you. I'm a pretty helpful guy like that. Also, in the description of this video, you'll see a list of links of useful bits and pieces that I use for my reselling, whether it be packaging, whether it be hardware, whether it be tools of the trade, basically. So have a look through those. If you see anything that you might find of use to yourself, obviously follow the link and help yourself. Well, you're welcome to that. Again, thanks very much indeed for watching, guys. All the very best to you, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.